Okay. This will be the start of NBA Jam restore project here. I made little pieces of wood here that I'm going to staple in on the back side of these holes here. So I have this one left. I'm going to work on that. And then going to just mix up some Bondo and fill these holes. I don't know if I have enough Bondo to fill both holes, but I do know I have enough for one, so we're just working on that. Okay. Oh, there we go. So just staple these in there. There's my big old gut. Alright guys, back here on working on NBA Jam. I've stapled some blocks under these holes. See if I can get a picture of that real quick. Get some flash here. So I stapled these blocks up under the hole to like give the Bondo a backstop. This Bondo is really thick and heavy, and you can see where it's cracked around in the circle. So I'm gonna basically sand all of this big pile of Bondo off down to the wood, and then I'm gonna have to refill it, you know, because of this. You can see where it's kind of cracked around there. And then do some other minor repairs with some Bondo, like here on the corners. This wood piece is a little loose, so I'll probably just peel that up, and then I'll start sanding the entire cabinet, repairing any dents and cuts in the cabinet with Bondo, sand it down, and then we'll get it primered up, and then paint, and then side art, and the game board and the monitor that still needs repaired. Okay, as you can see, sanded it down. Got a really bad low spot right here where some wood chipped up, so I'm gonna have to work on filling this up with Bondo and sanding it smooth. Alright, so I got this front face done. Feels pretty smooth. It's a little bit of waviness, but it's not much. I mean, it is wood, it's not body steel, but it's fairly smooth. I'm happy with it. So now I'm going to use this Rust-Oleum filler primer. I'll probably use 2 cans on the front face of this, and these small little, what is that, like 3-inch deep sides. It's kind of fill in the wood grain and all that. After the first coat, I will have to sand this because it'll actually raise the wood particles and stuff like that from being wet. I'll sand it and then coat it a few more times afterwards. Okay, what I've done is I've heavily filler primed this high build primer, you know. And what I like to use that for is because even though you can still see some of the wood grain, when I sand this back down basically to wood, a lot of that wood grain will be filled with the primer. and a lot of imperfections around the Bondo of these holes. And then what I'll do is I'll coat it again, and then I will, bar sand it, whatever you want to call it, with a long sand. Is it bar sanding? Block sanding. I'll block sand it, and that'll give me a lot smoother surface to then primer again with surface primer, and then paint with the black paint. I guess it's a lot of steps, but I always like the way it turns out. So this is basically going to dry. I'm going to hit it with the orbital sander, basically almost back down to bare wood. I'm going to filler primer it again with a nice coat, and then I'll block sand it, and then I'll surface primer, block sand, and then paint. At the NBA Jam, I am bondoing some broken pieces, and then get that all sanded out. I'm going to flip this over, bondo the other side that needs repaired, sand it down, get the back and anything else that's going to be needing to be painted, and then I will be shooting primer on this. Alright, got the one side how I like it. So what I'm going to do is just fill in little spots like this where it's kind of been broken out. Like little ones like this, I really don't worry about. Or small ones like this, it's there, but it really don't affect the edge. I mean, this is close to 30 some years old. I mean, I don't want it to look brand new, but I don't want a big gouge like this either. Alright, so I've got the bondoing done that I want to do, and it's all sanded out. Top was pretty rough, like it was swollen up in spots, so sanded her down as about as smooth as I can get. Sanded the back here, the bottom down there. I'm gonna tip it upright so I can do sanding in here, and I have to put those new wood strips in. I don't remember what video it's in, but there's wood strips that go along here that hold the bezel in that I'm gonna have to replace. And then I'm pretty sure this might be ready for its primering. And once I primer it and it's dry, I'll block sand the entire cabinet, and then it'll be ready for its paint. So probably come back on when I got the bezel rails back in. Alright, so got the cabinet up. Got these new bezel holders, or whatever you call them, installed. Got the cabinet primered. I got most of it sanded and ready for paint. I still got to do some touch-up sanding, and then I'll be ready to put the black paint on it. Okay, so I got the first coat on the entire cabinet. I won't coat the sides again, but the second coat will be on the top, the back, and well, everything you see that's not under artwork. The first coat that goes under the artwork is good enough. Of course, I'll have to sand it again before I put the side art on. Meaning the sides, I mean. This is a flat black Rust-Oleum. As you can see, it's awful glossy, but it'll, as it dries, it'll lose a lot of that sheen. So that's where I'm at. It's coming together, guys. I mean, this is kind of a full restore instead of just putting a, you know, control panel overlay and call it a restore. Alright, guys. Paint has been drying about 2 days now. It is dry to the touch. I just like to let it sit a while longer so I know that it's cured. Looks pretty good. Let's see how that top turned out. Not too bad. Remember how bad it was. You know, I should have filled in these staple holes, but I didn't. Always shoulda, coulda, woulda, right? But it's looking pretty dang good. I'm quite happy with it. Could it have been better? Yeah. But it's still going to be a beautiful piece when it's done. I think I'm going to end this part 2 here. And I'll start part 3 with applying side art and painting the coin doors and some cabinet assembly. Maybe I'll finish it in part 3. Depends on how much footage I take. And then if it seems to be a lot, then I'll just do a part 4 as well. If it seems like it'll fit all in one good video, then that's what I'll do. But hey guys, it's all painted. It's looking mighty good. And you know, not rolled on latex either. Alright. Peace.